The Creation Museum, if you can call it a museum, is a $27 million project amusement park located in Kentucky just a few miles from Cincinnati. It was founded by Ken Ham, president of Answers in Genesis. 3. It is devoted to the young earth creationist idea that the Bible is true from Genesis to Revelation. That is, in complete opposition to the scientific consensus. The museum promotes the idea that the Bible is the history book of the universe. This is somehow supposed to be in line with their idea that facts don't speak for themselves and that the Bible contains the correct way to interpret any and all evidence available in the physical world. Dinosaurs are common in the Creation Museum. It contains numerous displays of dinosaurs coexisting peacefully with humans despite the overwhelming evidence that dinosaurs died out millions of years before the first humans. The Creation Museum supports the view that all dinosaurs in the Garden of Eden were herbivores, and when asked why T-Rex had 6-inch-long serrated teeth, the guide will explain that those were for opening coconuts. The evidence that the Creation Museum presents for the coexistence of dinosaurs and humans is a verse in the book of Job mentioning a behemoth, whose description creationists claim fits that of a sauropod dinosaur. This has been demonstrated to be false, but they still insist on spreading the falsehood. It does not bother them that the same book that talks about the behemoth also talks about dragons and how the behemoth and the Leviathan will fight a mighty battle at the end of the world. The Creation Museum is just the latest microevolutionary development in the Creation Museum kind. While no one has ever observed one Creation Museum kind giving birth to another Creation Museum kind, there is plenty of variation within the kind, micro only, of course. The closest extant relative of Ken Ham's creation is the Museum of Creation and Earth History, endemic to California, and created by the Institute for Creation Research. The Seven Wonders Creation Museum occupies a completely different ecological niche. Located as a missionary somewhere near Mount St. Helens, this spacious double-wide trailer offers guided tours of the monument to creation by a loving God that all volcanoes represent, but particularly this one. For a mere $10 you can send your kids to a summer camp where they can learn all about how Noah's Ark dealt with love. Speaking of double-wide trailers, Patriot Bible University alumnus and federal prisoner Kent Hovind has been offering children of all ages an adventure of a lifetime at Dinosaur Adventureland. This Florida landmark has fallen upon tough times. It seems to have been built without a permit. But it is still up and running, and for your tax-deductible donation gift of $7 all the wonders of Dr. Dino can be yours. While Ken Ham is getting all the big press, another major creation museum opened in 2008. Big Valley Creation Science Museum offers all the wonders one comes to expect from a converted garage. As can be seen, there is a wide variety of trailers, garages, backyards, and abandoned warehouses vying for the money of creation science devotees. The question is whether Ken Ham's fully animated pumpkin-eating T-Rex will be enough to overcome his competitors. Apart from the obvious, there are several mistakes that have been made with the models. Example models include a Tyrannosaurus Rex dragging its tail on the floor in an upright position that would have broken its spine, and Iguanodon with skin completely different from fossilized imprints, and a Utahraptor sporting anatomically incorrect forearms, its hands facing forwards instead of towards each other. The same Utahraptor model is also shown without any feathers, despite evidence that it had them. It's possible that these mistakes derive from them watching a little too much Walking with Dinosaurs, which also depicted the Utahraptor with these same inaccuracies. Not content with displaying ignorance of just dinosaurs, there are several incorrect reconstructions of Mesozoic flora, one example being a cycad plant reconstructed as little more than a giant pineapple. That the museum was financed by a mortgage on the real estate it sits on probably won't go down too well with the Lord either, considering his outright ban on usury amongst the faithful. It would seem strange that an organization dedicated to the idea that the Bible contains the literal, inerrant Word of God should go out of their way to test that assumption, considering that in Deuteronomy, God commands that you do no such thing. On a related note, the Creation Museum pulled a video of Adam and Eve after learning that the actor that plays Adam owns a For Love website. By August 1, 2008, a little more than 500 days after opening, the Creation Museum announced it had admitted 500,000 visitors. In the same amount of time, Disneyland had almost 21 million visitors, although this is in almost no way relevant. 1 month away from its third anniversary, the Creation Museum had its 1 millionth guest. In response, president and co-founder of the museum, Ken Ham, stated, "We are excited to welcome our 1 millionth guest today, and we are grateful that God continues to bless this ministry with such strong attendance in a challenging economy." In 2010, Answers in Genesis started a new project about 40 miles from the Creation Museum called the Ark Encounter, for which the plan is to build a life-sized ark. Another $150 million well spent. Plans dictate that the ark will be built precisely to the specifications described in the Bible, down to the cubit. The result of this is that creationist families will marvel in awe at the size of the boat, before a sudden, startling realization that it couldn't fit 2 of every animal. Set to open in 2014, the Ark Encounter will also feature a petting zoo, a replica Tower of Babel, and the historical biblical journey from Abraham to the parting of the Red Sea. With its super-accurate account of history, the project is aimed mainly at being an educational experience for its soon-to-be enlightened visitors, of which they expect 1.6 million a year.